to enlist in the United States Army. Though it did not come as a surprise, he was always the young boy playing soldier. It was still a moment that stirred both fear and admiration. His choice to serve our country as a reflection of his courage, dedication, and heart for others. I am deeply thankful that unlike many other mothers, I have the privilege and the greatest pride of introducing and welcoming to the podium Specialist Alex Kaser.
Good morning, students, staff, veterans, and active service members. My name is Specialist Kaser with the Army National Guard. I'm honored to have been asked to speak here today about my service, what Veterans Day means, and what it means to serve. I graduated John Glenn High School in 2023 and enlisted in the Army in February 2023 with a shift date to basic training in mid-August. I enlisted to be a member of the Army Corps of Engineers as a carpentry and masonry specialist, and I attended basic training at Fort Leonard, Missouri. I then completed advanced individual training at the Navy Construction Battalion Center in Gulfport, Mississippi. Upon returning home, I was assigned to a vertical engineering company tasked with building vertical structures, crucial infrastructure, and assisting with combat and security operations as needed. I also joined the Army's Funeral Honors and Honor Guard, where I conducted approximately 60 funeral services and several ceremonial events over the past year. I plan to serve several more years in active duty after I complete my schooling, where I aim to gain even more experience in my trade during mobilization or deployment. I wanted to join the Army ever since I could remember, playing with toy guns in the woods, pretending to be Green Berets and Rangers with my friends. I always knew that there was no other option for me. I wanted to be an airborne infantryman just like every other kid, and truth be told, I still want to do that. I wanted to serve my country and feel the pride and purpose that I've been dreaming about my entire life. I wanted to be in a fight like those before me, like my two great grandpas in World War II, and like my cousin Zach and Richard in Afghanistan. I had a goal and a dream to be able to serve overseas, which I still desire greatly. I believe that everybody has a purpose, and being a soldier is mine. Being in the Guard is tough sometimes because I know in the back of my head that I was waiting for the right moment to drop everything and serve full time like I always wanted. I've asked myself the same question several times. What does Veterans Day mean? What is so significant about it? At face value, I think of answers such as to thank veterans for their service or recognize their sacrifices, which are true and appropriate answers. And I believe that if you know the reasons why, you'll begin to see a deeper meaning. When I used to think of Veterans Day, I thought of the school assemblies that I had at the same gymnasium when I was a kid, the typical songs and events that we had done for it, but I never truly understood the depth of what it meant. But being in the military now, in the opposite position of where I was once sitting, I've begun to see this day from a different perspective. When I think of Veterans Day now, I begin to think of every single serviceman, from the beginning of our nation's history to our current members that I work with today. I think about every single war and conflict, from the cold nights of the Revolution to the desert sands and mountains of the Middle East. I think of not only the conflicts, but times of peace as well. All of our military's past, present, and future relies on one thing and one thing only: the servicemen. No matter what conflict, how much combat they have seen or not seen, what their MOS was, the serviceman was always there, always ready, and willing to be in the fight. As General Patton said, war may be fought with weapons, but they are won by men. No matter their reason for being in the military, they put on the uniform and represent America in the best way possible. The spirit, courage, and leadership of our brave young men and women are worth talking about, and I believe that this is the root of why we recognize Veterans Day. When I am called to do funeral honors for fallen veterans or active service members, there are certain things that have stuck out to me. To me, there is no greater honor than being able to give veterans their honors and present a flag to the next of them. I believe doing a funeral service is one of the highest honors that you can have in the military, and also one of the toughest. The stillness in the environment during service is something that I've always noticed. It's as if everyone and everything has stopped to listen and appreciate what the fallen have done for our country. When I was on a firing party or a 21-gun salute, it's as if time stops and the motions happen naturally. The shots are fired, and I hear silence and ringing in my ears. I smell the smoke from the rounds coming from the chamber. To me, this is the moment when the war is over for the veteran. The smoke clears, and and the silence is not a peace that they will endure, for the road has finally reached its end. There are times when I am saluting the casket on tassels, and I take a moment to look at the flag draped over the casket. I notice the bright red and blue colors, the wind moving it, and how the flag is almost a symbol of their service and the last piece of them that the family will see. There is something so beautiful to me about seeing our nation's colors draped over their casket, of one who has given so much. They gave so much to ensure that it would still be the same flag that they served for draped over their casket in the end. It is in these moments that I feel the sacrifice of these veterans, and I am so grateful to be American, and especially an American soldier. Serving in our country's military is a roller coaster of emotions, hard work, and memories. There are several different reasons that people join the military, whether it's to pay for school, travel the world, lead an old life, try something new, or just to serve your country. It all boils down to one thing. They raised their right hands and decided to do one of the hardest things that a young adult can do. No matter their reason, whether they were drafted or they enlisted, they put on the uniform and did their job to support our military's mission. Their reason becomes irrelevant when protecting the men and women next to them and the Americans behind them becomes their mission. When I think of selfless service, I think of an interview in Fallujah, Iraq, with Marine Sergeant Willie Lowell. He says in his interview, "If I can save one American from getting hurt, then I am doing my job. I don't care about my life, I care about my family's life. That's the only reason I'm here. I'd come back here in an instant. I hate every day being here, but it's for my family." Sergeant Willie, just moments before the interview, protected his fellow Marines by taking out 6 insurgents. Sergeant Willie ended up surviving the Battle of Fallujah, and he returned home. 2 years later, he unfortunately passed away in 2006. I believe that it is people like Sergeant Willie that uphold the values of what it means to serve. He was open and willing to endure the amount of pain, trauma, and hard work that it takes just to protect the people back home that they love. No matter your race, religion, gender, or creed, no matter your political views, how you were raised, or what you do for work, our veterans serve for you, for Americans. Standing ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemies of the United States of America in close combat. That is the beauty and courage of serving our great nation. To be the one who takes the lead and vows to be the person in harm's way for someone that you may not like or agree with is something that I believe is worth having a day on November 11th. A day that we can remember what our veterans have done for us, no matter how large or small their sacrifice was. And to you, the veterans in the crowd, thank you for your service. Thank you for paving the way for service members like myself, so that we can bear the torch and continue your legacy. We stand on your shoulders, proud of what our forerunners have completed. We stand on the shoulders of hundreds of thousands of those who have gave their ultimate sacrifice by giving their lives to this country. From Bunker Hill to Bellow Wood, the beach to Normandy to the Cornwall Valley, we move forward because of the sacrifice that they made. Fallen soldiers, we stand on your shoulders. Thank you again, veterans, for allowing people like me to lead the way off of what you have done. So to all our current veterans